I'll give a brief overview as we would have, but then I'll present just the ones that I was gonna present. So we did Branch Davidians. Uh, the overview. Pretty sure Emma did this. But yeah. Next, I was gonna present this slide. This is just so the Netflix documentary. It's a very interesting, almost sensationalized kind of viewpoint of Waco. There's a bunch of perspectives from ranging from government officials all the way down to I think there might be a survivor or two of Waco in here. But it also focuses a lot on the media perspective of it all because that was such a played such a huge role in the perception and public opinion on Waco actually. Yeah. So I would play the video, but I feel like that would be kind of redundant. Um, it's just So the next thing I was going to present would be the timeline. So in the late 1980s, David Koresh became the leader of the Branch Davidians, as we see it here. Yeah, he kind of I forget what his real name is. I'm pretty sure it was in one of the slides above that Emma or Sienna would have presented. Um, One of the most interesting things here is how is the raid. I mean, this is obviously what started it all, started the whole conflict. I think that, excuse me, I think that it was a very controversial, as we know. I read in one of our sources it talked about how the FBI and ATF really needed a win because I believe two members of the government, I don't remember if it was ATF or FBI, sexually assaulted a female officer. So that they saw Waco as this kind of win that they could get. In the end, I don't really know that it ended up being a win. Um, Anything was almost definitely a loss. But yeah, the 51-day standoff obviously takes the cake here as kind of the most confusing and just 51 days is a long time. Um, Especially if everything ended the way it did, it seems kind of perplexing to me. If you're gonna wait 51 days for them to just burn the compound down, it kind of doesn't make sense. I feel like there should have been a more positive outcome than all those people dying. Although some people did get out, that is good. The next thing I was going to present was going to be the academic perspectives. Yes, so this is kind of interesting. I kind of understood the academic perspective slide a little bit differently because the forum that we read there was the first person that talked. I forget his name exactly, but he talked a lot about how to teach about this. I believe he teaches the professor or that was in that forum teaches a new religious movement course. I forget where, but he kind of says how he teaches the first two things that he teaches are Waco and Jonestown, and that they're pretty similar and different at the same time, and how these really set up a good base because they're such sensationalized um, understandings of or sorry, in the media it gets so sensationalized, but when you break it down to the bare bones, you can really kind of just see what this is and what actually occurred. I think I think the government perspective is extremely interesting here, because this really does seem like some government. I don't know if it would be overstep. This whole situation seems like some government misunderstanding, overstep. It just seems very unnecessary. Is the bottom line. I feel like this very much could have been avoided. Uh, yeah, I do agree with the misunderstanding plus fear equals escalation to violence. This is one of the slides that I wasn't. I made a whole slide and then day of the presentation or day before, got erased and was something completely different. I was focused more on the forum and how these academics who analyzed the situation kind of thought of it. But yeah, I think and I feel like that is the last slide. Yeah, so um that was our presentation. Again, I feel pretty confident. Uh, I feel like some questions that could come up for mine is like, well, what ensued during the 51 days? I know there were a lot of David Koresh, like he was doing sermons on the radio, and the FBI and ATF were um, surprisingly, what's the word I'm looking for? Complimentary, I guess the word would be, towards his requests. Usually when you're making negotiations with a person in this sort of situation, you don't see the government being so open and really giving the meeting the person's demands. It's usually something the government tends not to do. So that was kind of interesting to me. I think also the home videos that Koresh made during this time, very very frightening, very disturbing almost. It's just like, to us on the outside it seems very different obviously than what it would be for them inside, because we have completely different perspectives. But it's for me, it's more of it's like their final few weeks, days, hours, and it hits me kind of weird. Yeah, I mean, they stood firm. Yeah, I guess he stood firm in his beliefs till the very end. Uh, yeah, in the ATF raid, there were 4 deaths. I mean, that's on February 28th. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, and again, I think this trailer kind of speaks for itself. It is very sensationalized.
How long do you think taking that test?
And we wouldn't trying to groom me.
There's no doubt that
Yeah, a bunch of allegations and such. Again, this is a very sensationalized piece of media, obviously, as it is with this kind of tragedy. I think it is better to kind of strip it of the sensationalization and look at it more academically, because then we can begin to understand it more. Whereas this kind of feels like some story that doesn't feel like you can actually analyze it. It's just more of a like mind blowing after mind blowing after mind blowing. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was our presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. But yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to do this again. I apologize I wasn't there on the original day. There's a lot going into that, and if you have any questions about that as well, please let me know. But thank you very much for a great semester. I really enjoyed our class. This topic is extremely interesting to me. I could definitely see myself working in a similar capacity to like the FBI or ATF. Hopefully a lot better than them. But learn from our mistakes. I think this project itself was very helpful for me. So thank you very much. Have a great summer, and hopefully I'll see you around campus next year. Bye bye.